Chapter 4. So, in chapter 4 of my my journey, towards pursuing my nursing degree, in chapter 4, there was domestic violence where my husband would emotionally just torture me and would not let me sleep when I needed to rest as a pregnant mom, or even as when I had my newborn. He wouldn't let me rest, he wouldn't let me concentrate. It was like anything that he could do to interrupt my focus on school, to discourage me, he did it. And I had a conversation with his mom about it, and she realized what was going on, and she believed that because of the culture, he felt like he was this misogynistic figure, and that the woman should not be better than him. Although he was not a big earner, his tax bracket was not in the preferable ones that I like to date or be in a relationship with, and less to have a child with. So he saw me as competition, and he saw me as an enemy. So imagine all the odds stacked against me, and now my partner is included in that pool. So I really, at this point, when I was just about done, and this was my chemistry class, this is when he started giving me more of a hard time. He started doing hardcore drugs, and I just could not take it anymore. I was about to give up, and I was about to lose all hope, because it was just not worth the stress and the toll that I had taken on my life. And despite the situation, I used it to ignite a fire within me and remind myself who I am and why I started this journey in the first place of going to college, to be the first generation and to provide for my family, which was my immediate family and my future family. I had a new child, and I had my significant other, which I was married to him, and I needed to make it work. So this passion that I had in me led to me to apply to one of the most, in my opinion, was one of the most best schools in the area. It's a private school, all girls school, and it's also religious. And it's in the Los Angeles area, though very well known. And it once belonged to another famous university that we have here in California. And it's nothing but nursing students for the most part, right? It's what it was originally based for, one of the first nursing schools. And they have other degrees that you can study, but that really is the place to go to study nursing. So I applied to them. It was a tedious process. I had to do the application. They did ask a lot of questions. I did have to make a personal statement. On top of that, I had to write a letter of why I was interested in becoming a nursing student in their program and how that would be beneficial in my life, and how I would help them maintain their reputation. It was just quite a little bit iffy the way that I applied, and just my first impression of them. So I was invited to attend one of their introduction tour of the campus tour, presentation about the nursing program in general. and I had been accepted and I was welcomed, and it was up to me whether or not I wanted to participate in the program. So I remember touring the place, and they had a test that we needed to take, and they had all these requirements that they wanted us to fulfill before we even started as a nursing student there. So of course I was living the dream. I was like, whoa, like from one moment I'm a journalism student in a community college, and the next all of a sudden I'm here in a very prestigious college, university that is one of the first nursing schools. Like, what a privilege that is. What a 360 I have done, and I have taken all of the disadvantages that I've had in my life and used them for the good, for the better, to better myself. And well, it was like a dream. We had a buffet, the free buffet that we had. We got to mix and mingle with the other students, but nobody was really talking to each other. But this one girl stood out to me because she was wearing acrylic nails. I think they were yellow or orange, but they were quite long. She had long hair, but it looked very attractive, this girl, and I'm like, what is she doing here? I'm not saying she's not smart, but is this about to be like a catty situation with other nursing students? Because I already feel people judging me, and I'm here for academics. I'm not here to make friends. So that was the beginning of the cat fights, or interactions with other nursing students. And so I started noticing just in this presentation how people started gathering together in groups, like as if already we were making cliques or whatnot. I had found one other girl that was also a dreamer, and we did the orientation together. She was very kind, very nice, and we had a lot in common. We were both undocumented and in this big university, and we couldn't have imagined anything better. We didn't know what to expect, but we were excited. We were nursing students now. So yeah, just for your reference, this particular private college did start us off with a beginner's packet, information packet about their programs and the rules, and the student nursing handbook, which is basically like a Bible. It's like a Bible of your rights as a nursing student. And you're handed this nursing student contract. It's a handbook, but it's really a contract, saying that you will fulfill all social responsibility, student responsibility of being a nursing student while you're in their program, and that you will respect them and not deface or devalue the program in general or the school. And the test that they made us take to get into the program, I think it was called the HESI. It was like some specific test that only they gave, and they charged about, I think it was $89 to $100. And what I found later on was that this test was non-transferable to other nursing programs, like the TEAS test, which, if you know the TEAS test, it applies to many colleges. You can obtain those results and send them out everywhere else, depending on the criteria, of course, and your result. So we took this test, and we're so happy we were starting. We had texted each other, and my first time as a nursing student, trying on the uniform sizes was a dream. It was a dream come true. I was going to get my white uniform, which was scheduled at a certain day for the company to show up and have us try on the outfits and order in our size. Now, what I didn't know was that I sort of figured it out through the business that I had done through marketing or whatnot, or being familiar with business practices. There was a company that they closely worked with, which was the Dove Apparel, and they, of course, made commission off of all of the sales of every single nursing student, every class, year after year. If you think about it, this is a profit. This is another business that they're running on the side. And just for one shirt was about $45 to $50. Hideous uniforms, by the way, and very stiff and uncomfortable. But they looked very legit. For this private university, it was a respected uniform because it was one of the top nursing programs that exists basically. Today, I'm not sure, I'm not looking at their statistics, but I'm no longer interested, so I really don't care. But an important question that I failed to ask on the orientation day was, what is your passing rate? I cannot stress this enough. If I could go back and if I would have had the guts to actually ask the question, what was their passing rate of nursing students last year? The answer would have been 75%. 75% was their pass rate the year before I entered the program, and I failed to ask that important question because I was too shy and I didn't want anyone to look at me. Boy, do I tell you, that would have saved me a lot of money and stress. If I would have asked that and she would have told me 75%, I would have ran out that door. But I didn't. I was just so amazed by all the benefits and everything that they were trying to do to impress us. So it was a distraction. Ultimately, once I was in nursing school, it's like everything changed. I had to eventually stop working, and I did so because my first job as a call center operator was too stressful to be in a medical office doing all of this work and just working in a cutthroat environment. There was no downtime to do homework. Although sometimes I would do homework while I was at work, but I was the supervisor, so I had like more time than the other employees, but at the same time, I was very hands-on, so I didn't really take a lot of time sitting down working on my homework all the time. But yes, I ended up getting my almost close to a semester in that nursing school, but I want to mention to you that that first day at orientation they had assigned some paperwork, and the paperwork promised that they were helping us get grants and Pell Grants and scholarships, whatever it took for us to attend the school. But little did I know I was signing a contract for a loan. So that's really how they got me. I got tricked into this loan that I thought at the time I would be able to pay back right away. And of course, once I became a nurse, I was going to pay it off, and it didn't matter. And then I started finding out the dirty financial truth, and that was that this school just wanted money. And it was money that I did not have, to be honest. Okay, I'll see you in chapter 2. My time is up.